Hello and welcome to the spreadsheet overview for Module C. You can open up the PowerPoint and follow along. In Module C, we'll be working with cell references, complex formulas, date, filters, add visual interest, and more on printing. Other areas that we'll be covering in more depth for Module C is cell references, and you'll be hearing these terms: relative, absolute, and mixed. Complex formulas: if, and, round, count, and count A. One counts the number of items, values, and one counts letters. The date function: remember, January 1st, 1900 is considered 1. January 2nd, 1900 is considered 2. And we'll be using the date function in order to create calculations. More on formatting, both colors, borders, conditional, and more. Converting table to range. Transposition, filters, adding visual interest, page breaks, print areas, grid lines, and freeze panes, and of course universal design. So the most common cell reference is relative cell reference. So below you see a sample of merchandise, units, price, and the total, and it's 200 times the price, 29, which is $58. So to the right of it in column D, I have it showing the formula. So it's relative, meaning it's always going to be column B, but what changes is the row, so they're related. Same thing with, so it's column B times column C, so they all match. It's B times C, but what changes is the row, but it's related. In column E, it's always going to be the total, so the total is in column D, D2, D3, D4, D5. But what is constant, which stays the same, is the sales tax, which is found in B7. So it should always be times B7. The dollar sign represents to stay in column B and then remain in cell row 7. So it never changes. So that's absolute cell reference. So this would be actually a combined, a mixed, because this side is relative cell reference and this is absolute. When you're going to work with more functions, the FX, which is insert functions, you have categories to choose. Once you selected categories, there are so many, and this will change on how many formulas are available under each category. The date function, like I mentioned, day 1 is January 1st, 1900, and day 2. So you can actually use your date function in order to create math calculations. For example, in accounting, you may see within 2 and 10, net 30, meaning if your bill is paid within 10 days, you'll get 2% off. If not, if you pay it by the 30-day mark, you get no discount. You pay the full amount. So that's what the two within 10 days, you'll get a 2% discount. So these are math functions that you can use with the date that you put in, and if it's met within that 10-day, it'll calculate a 2% discount. Otherwise, you'll pay the full amount. Next, working on formatting, colors, borders, table formatting, conditional formatting, and cell formatting to make the spreadsheet more to meet your target audience and to highlight specific information in the spreadsheet. You could add visual interest, whether it be pictures, objects, even smart art, and a watermark and background. Converting a table to range. So the example below is already in a table where you can use a little down arrow marker if you wanted to sort or you wanted to filter or make any changes within the spreadsheet. So it's in a table range. But let's say for some reason there is a mistake in the table that you need to fix. So you need to remove the table. in the table design tab, you would convert to range. And then what happens is you lose these markers, make your changes, and you can put it back to table formatting. Transposition is an awesome feature, especially if you type a log spreadsheet and you put all your columns and rows in and then realize that you have it reversed. You should have your columns where your rows are, and you don't want to have to retype it all. So all you would do is select the information and click copy, then go to your new empty space, and then click paste, and there's actually a transpose, and it'll reverse all of the information for you so that the columns will now be rows and the rows will all be columns, and all the values will remain in the correct order. So it's a great time saver. Filters, if you are in the table, you can, so example, this is the table, you could click this down arrow and you could sort it alphabetically or descending order. Or let's say you want to take one of the items out, you could uncheck it so that they're not all showing. So if you want to take markers out, you could uncheck that and it would just show paper, pencils, and pens. So that would be filtering. No need to make an extra copy of something. And for ease of viewing your spreadsheet, this is in what's called normal view. Over on the left-hand side, that's layout view, and it puts it in like quadrants, so it separates it into 4 separate quadrants. And the last one is page break preview, so that you could see if there was an extra column that went on to page 2, you could make adjustments so that it would all fit on page 1. So you have normal, page layout, and page break preview, and you'll find all those actually up at the tabs. You would find it in view, or on the bottom right side to the left of the zoom in and out, you would find the same 3 tabs there. Universal design, just like in Word, you want to make all of your, whether you're choosing a font type or font size or the color of the text or any tables that have objects or smart art, you want to make sure that you clarify with adding alt text so that it is accessible for all to be able to read clearly and understand the information. Spell check, always spell check. Even in your text messages, you should always be spell checking. Thank you.